Hey guys, Justin Pass here. In my last video, we talked about how we closed down a position for over 1,000% gain. Then we rolled that into another stock that had massive insider buying. And of course, I went over all the details of that in another post. There should be a link below this video if you want to watch that post as well. Check out the details of that particular stock. At the time, the stock was actually up around 10%. Last I looked, this stock was up about 16% and climbing. Now, today, we just put out a recommendation on another stock. And we're actually expecting this one to show some pretty quick gains as well. But first, I do want to tell you that Ross closed out one of our recent picks that didn't do as well. We saw about 18% in December. We took half of it then, and it's just kind of floundered. So Ross went ahead and he issued a close on that rather than risking it moving against us. So although we didn't make a ton of money, we did make some money. But nonetheless, we're going to take the money that we had tied up in that stock, and we're actually going to move it into another great opportunity. In fact, our most recent pick is an industrial conglomerate. This particular business, they tend to serve the energy, transportation, chemical, and the construction sectors. All right, so fairly targeted. We've got at least one insider that thinks they know that now is the time to buy. In fact, he just invested over $3 million into the stock on Wednesday. This follows, looks like a $2.5 million buy the week before, and several large purchases in November. Now, he clearly is building a sizable position, and I would say he's probably tipping his hat to the savvy investors who are paying attention to him. From a fundamental view, let me scroll down here and show you the charts that we've got here. It suffered somewhat of a weak 2018, but the numbers quickly turned around. In fact, profits were up in the last three quarters. It looks like we saw 167%, 17%, and then 86%. Sales were up over the same period. Looks like management is actually actively buying back shares from what I'm seeing here. It's actually brought back over 13.5% of its outstanding shares over the last year. So this is actually good for investors because what it does is it takes what profits they have, and it concentrates that profit on a smaller number of shares. And this essentially boosts, metrics like EPS. All right. Now on the technical side, scrolling down here, you can see that the red horizontal line there, this line on the chart, it represents, we'll call it a point of control. All right. This is the price where the market has really mostly been trading. And we look at this back to 2017. The stock has regularly retraced back to this area, whether it's going up to it and then pushing back down on downtrends, or going down to it and pushing back up on uptrends. This has definitely been an area of control. Recently, it experienced a pretty good rally. In fact, shares grew 44%, guys, in the fourth quarter. But now they've pulled back. They've retraced back to this line of control. And my team and I, we expect to see buyers step in at this level. Ideally, we're thinking that this could propel the stock into 52-week highs, all right, new 52-week highs. The stock is some additional support. We'll move down here to the this other chart. We've got a 100-day moving average and a 200-day moving average. You can see that it's hitting both of those levels as well. Now, for Ross and our analysts, and of course myself as well, there really are three compelling reasons that we're interested in this stock. Okay, first, the company has improving earnings. All right, we've shown you that. In this chart up here, we can see that the earnings are continuing to move up. Revenue's going up. So everything looks good from that standpoint, all right? Second, there's heavy insider buying. And we've got some significant insider buying happening. And, of course, the stock is trading at a technical level. So we have just issued a buy recommendation to all of our Insider Report members to take a long position alongside our insider, all right? We want to play a bounce off this level. Now, Ross has actually provided both a stock and an option for this particular trade. So depending on what you prefer to trade, obviously there's a lot of opportunity in the option side, but I think equally probably in the stock, although returns won't be quite as high. All that to say that, as you probably know, these alerts are only accessible to our Insider Report members. If you'd like to learn more about that service, as well as get your hands on this ticker, the one that we're trading now, and actually a couple more that you could get into, you can attend one of our on-demand webinars, right? There should be links below. In fact, there's one here. You can click this little red banner below here, or any of these little links along the ways, and that will get you into one of our on-demand webinars where you can learn a little bit more about how we trade these insiders and become part of the Insider Report. So guys, I hope this gave you a little insight as to how this insider trading works, and I hope to see you in our members area.